Haru, this episode contains lots of spoilers. You've been warned.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast, brought to you by TVCaptive.com. This week on Supernatural, Season 9, Episode 18, we have the episode Metafiction. The Trickster is back. Or is he? Or is he not? Or is he? I don't even know anymore. Metatron has not only assumed the role of God, but he has now assumed the role of Chuck. And Castiel has decided to lead the Angels in a fight against Metatron. I'm your host, Dom, but my other hosts are Mike.
Hi.
And
Bright light. Hello.
How's it going, Bright Light?
Good. They need to stop toying with my emotions. I don't know whether Gabriel's back or not.
Should I call you Light Bright?
Oh, call me Clio Bright.
Cleo Bright.
Cleo Bright.
And I believe there's a disembodied voice somewhere. Perfect. How's it going?
This episode gave me the willies.
It did.
Oh, that was not that. See?
It was.
This is why I don't do voice acting. I can't do the same voice.
It was like.
This episode gave me the willies.
I found that out when I was trying to do voices for Hatoful Boyfriend. I was like, I totally forgot what voice I gave this person.
Yeah,
exactly.
Every time you went to read, you were like, what voice was it again? It's great.
I did that like 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, this was like the first very, very good episode in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Really like this episode. And Gabriel probably had a lot to do with it. But, yeah.
It's weed.
So, alright, based on the title, Metafiction, and the opening reveal, were you guys expecting Chuck to be sitting at the typewriter? We started seeing, like, the books and all that. Like, I was like, my jaw dropped. I was like, Chuck?
Oh, yeah.
Chuck?
I guess that's what they were going. I didn't expect anything.
I didn't expect Chuck. I saw it and I'm like, oh my god, really? And then I'm like, no, wait. Then I remember the episode name, and I'm like, no, he isn't. And then it shows him behind the typewriter, and I'm like, you fuckers. Thought Chuck was back.
Damn you,
I
Metatron.
know, and we gotta get Chuck. Like, by the end of this show.
Yeah, he's got to
Chuck
come
needs
back.
To show up again.
And be like, yeah, sorry, guys, for completely fucking with your lives, or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I just really... I like that he brought out the Supernatural books, though. That Metatron.
Yeah, exactly.
Supernatural books. That was funny.
I forget what he called them.
The Winchester Gospel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought Metatron called them something different in this episode.
No, that's what Castiel called them, like, seasons ago. No, that's what Zachariah said. He said, these will one day become known as the Winchester Gospel.
Yeah.
He was not wrong.
So I don't know. We've seen no new prophets since Kevin has died, and I think even Sam kind of alluded to the fact that Metatron may have had something to do with prophets returning. He may have done some like loophole to close them out. So is Metatron kind of taking the role on of a prophet right now, or are there just no prophets anymore?
Didn't he say in one episode, or somebody say, that he flipped the switch, that there would be no more... Yeah, he said it to Gadriel when he had him kill Kevin. He said, you killed the last prophet, I flipped the switch in heaven, so no more prophets. So...
Oh, okay.
That was already a thing, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember that. So that's a good catch. That's a good catch then. So Metatron is acting as a prophet now. But see, this is the whole thing. Like, we've gone through this theory so many times that I don't really want to go into it again, but I still don't personally think that Chuck is God, and I know Mike is like, it was confirmed. I think it was just like an ambiguous kind of statement, and I don't think it's made to be taken canon. But was Metatron actually like writing these novels and making the stuff happen? I was kind of I wasn't quite sure.
I think he's seeing it, or he's predicting it, because he's got these weird powers that he shouldn't have as a normal angel. He's not even an archangel. So he's now can do this weird stuff, and it's like, was he able to do this? Like, Sam offhandedly says he's juicing up with the tablet, but I don't buy it.
I don't know. That could very well be it. He's kind of in charge of everything. They've mentioned Stairway to Heaven and all this kind of thing. And do you guys think there's actually a Stairway to Heaven, like a back door somewhere that they can reach?
There's back doors into hell and purgatory and stuff like that.
Assuming that was actually Gabriel, because didn't he say he was hiding out in heaven?
Well, that was all a dream, more or less, set up for Castiel.
I mean, it's not. It's exactly what he did to the Winchesters, with the whole television, them trapped in the television thing. It wasn't a dream. It was sort of an alternate reality he created around them.
Right, and the episode when he died, he did leave a video, a porn for them to watch, and he was the star of it. So,
yeah, that was the offhanded comment when he said that while he was gone, he got into porn. Oh, that came out wrong. Oh, so did that.
Like that came out wrong. Oh, so did that.
Yeah. So. The whole, and then Casa Erotica. That was great.
Well, I thought great. Was it Casa Erotica or was Casa Erotica is what it...
Well, it was it said Casa Erotica, but then, at one point there was, I forget it was on the screen or a remark he made or whatever, and he called it Casa Erotica.
Yeah, it is Casa Erotica, but when you say it fast, it sounds like Cas Erotica.
Yeah.
So he definitely was playing into that that whole thing. I think that was very clever. So the big question is Gabriel, wow, is Gabriel alive or is he dead?
I don't know. It's hard to tell whether Metatron's fucking with him or not.
Toying with my emotions.
And if Gabriel's back, then why would he side with Metatron? Why would he try to get Cass to do what Metatron told him?
Well, because Gabriel has always kind of done things from the back. Like, he hasn't up front taken role in the fighting or anything like that. And if Metatron has offered him some seat of power or something, which is what he longed for before, was power. And he could take a sideline doing this and just projecting images into people. I could totally see him siding with Metatron.
I can't. I don't buy it.
I don't know.
I don't think he would willingly, without any coercion, join Metatron. I think Metatron, if it's actually Gabriel and he's actually helping Metatron, then I think Metatron coerced him into doing it.
Yeah, definitely. It was just that last moment where Cass is like, but wait, are you dead or are you alive? And that look at his face and then those eyebrows, and then he just disappeared.
That was very Gabriel, though.
It was. It was, because it's very ambiguous. It's toying with our emotions.
Of course they're toying with our emotions. That's what they do.
So we are confirmed for season 10. That is happening. So do you want to rule Gabriel out, or do you think we may see him again before the series is over?
I hope we at least see him to confirm whether or not he's alive or if that was just a trick by Metatron. Not, obviously it's a trick by Gabriel, but
Yeah,
right.
I want him back. The 4 episodes was it 4? Yeah, the 4 episodes he was in were my favorite episodes of Supernatural.
Yeah, they were all really, really good.
They were great.
Yeah, I don't know. Heat of the Moment is probably still one of my favorite ones.
What?
The Heat of the Moment.
That wasn't the name of the episode.
No, it wasn't, but the
Heat of the Moment.
It's telling you what your heart said. Dean just dies every 5 seconds of that
every
episode.
Day.
That's my favorite one.
Hundreds of times.
It's an absolute favorite.
Yeah.
But also, while all this was going on, we had Sam and Dean. I guess they were expecting Gadriel, because they trapped him. They held him up, but then he's taunting Dean like he wanted to die. Why do you think he wanted to die? He clearly wanted Dean to kill him.
I think because, as Dean put it, terrified of being left here in these chains forever. He's pretty much been chained up in heaven, in prison, however the hell they do it,
That's a good point.
for
Eternity.
as long as humans have existed.
Yes.
So
Because he told Eve to eat the apple or something like that?
no, he let the snake. He let the
He
snake
let
in
the
the
snake
first
into the
place.
garden. That's what it was. Okay. So yeah, from Adam and Eve, he
He fucked things up from the
been
beginning.
imprisoned.
Right.
Yeah,
It is how you look at it.
true.
May not have, he didn't fuck things up. He liberated, gave us knowledge.
Gives the choice
Yeah.
of good or evil.
Yeah. It's like Prometheus, man. Bring fire from the gods.
It's
Humans.
pretty much the same
Same thing.
myth.
Same thing.
I'm not going to get on a big tangent here, but start drawing parallels between other religions and Christianity. You'll find a shit ton of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's
for sure.
across every ancient religions, across
thing.
the board, there are shared stories.
Same thing told a slightly different way.
Yeah, like they all incorporate the Great Flood, and like so you could tell that they kind of
There's
all.
a Jesus figure in everyone.
Yeah, they all line up.
Fuck, there's a Jesus figure in the Matrix.
There is no spoon, and so
I wish I had a spoon.
I'm looking for one.
I know.
there is no spoon. I'm sorry.
Right, there is no spoon.
There is no.
Spoon!
I hate you guys so much.
I'm warning myself.
I'm waiting for him to bend it with his mind.
Nope, not working.
Perfect.
Give myself an aneurysm before that worked.
So, Gadriel asks Metatron if the Winchesters capturing him was part of his plan all along. To me, it seemed like Metatron was very, like, he was hiding it, but it was all part of the plan. That's how it came off to me. Do you think Metatron was using Gadriel?
Using him.
He's been
Basically,
using it, so.
well, because he planned for him to get captured, in other words, and you brainwash Cass and then use Cass, like, make it seem like they exchange a trade instead of just setting Cass free, to make it seem like there was purpose to it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
It's tough to tell. They kept it very vague, I guess, for good reason.
I don't know, just the look on Metatron's face when he was answering that question is like...
Well, here's the thing. He wants to kind of seem mysterious, I think, at this point. Because I don't think anybody really knows the extent of what kind of power he has or what he's thinking. Does he have control over all these events?
Well, nobody knows the extent of his power because nobody's ever seen an angel just blow away holy fire before.
Right, exactly.
It's unprecedented.
So maybe there was a way for them to do it, and he just figured it out. Who knows?
I mean, he did hear everything God told him to write down.
Right, so he pretty much knows everything.
Everything that God knows, he knows.
Well, no, everything.
Well, everything that God told him to write down, he knows.
Right, so he knows a lot more than... He knows pretty much more than any non-God living entity, I think. Okay, non-God, non-death living entity.
Yeah, because death knows more than...
Death knows just as much.
Yeah. I just really hope that they don't make it a Deus Ex Machina in the end where it's like, God comes in, it's like, fixes everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Cass is going to rise up and is going to end up being God by the end of the series.
See, I don't think so. Cass might end up being leader of heaven, but I don't think he's ever going to take the God position again. I think he's learned his lesson.
He seems like the perfect person for it because he doesn't want it.
Yeah, no, I know, but it'll be like Washington taking the seat as a president instead of a king. I don't think Cass will ever take the name of God. He will just be leader of heaven, just like
Yeah, I can
Crowley
see
is
that.
not the devil, but he is king of hell.
Yeah, I can see that. 100% see that. Um, so Castiel's soul was brought up in this, and it was it seems to be fading out. The one that he stole, his grace
his
rather.
grace, yeah.
Yeah,
Grace, yeah.
grace soul, same thing to me. Um, it's basically the angel's soul.
It is, but
So yeah,
works different.
right. So I don't know. He promised him if he led the angels. Metatron promised Castiel if he led the angels that he was gonna offer him a fully replenished.
Unlimited battery recharges.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the name for it because I just called it a soul and now I forgot the real name.
Grace.
Grace. So bad. He offered him
wait.
this thing. So do you think he's gonna stay true to his word now that Cass is kind of taken up and you see at the end of the episode he's leading these angels on?
Yeah, I don't know, because if he means unlimited refills, that means he's going to, every time Cass needs a new grace, kill an angel to give him his grace. I don't think Cass is going to be cool with that after it happens, maybe even the first time.
I mean, if they're sticking with continuity here, I remember when they first introduced angels and the first time Cass was in kind of a negative light with them all. He said he couldn't heal Bobby from being crippled because he was cut off from the power of heaven.
Yeah.
So it's like they have their own limited power, but they were able to channel, if their heaven let them, they were able to channel pretty much unlimited energy if they needed to. So I'm thinking if he's stuck using his own power source, and it's not exactly his own power source, then, he's going to burn out, exactly. So whether Metatron offered him free battery recharges, via the power of heaven, or ripped out another angel's grace and fed it to him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Something I was kind of disappointed with this episode, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it quite yet. But Metatron gave Castiel basically almost all cultural references from the TV shows, books, and movies that he's seen over the past millennia.
So, yeah.
But this is, in the past, this has left us with some great awkward Castiel moments.
Yeah, but
does that mean that this is going to be gone now? Like, what can we expect from this?
He doesn't fully get the context yet, I don't think. I don't think he ever will. Because, like they said, so basically we board the Death Star, we kill the Emperor, and then Cass is like, what does storming a fictional space station have to do with any of this? Yeah. And then they just both look. That was the best part of the episode, the look. Yeah.
He gets that they're talking about Star Wars. He doesn't get how it relates to what's happening or their plan. So I think it's going to be different awkward moments.
Yeah. So when they first did it, I was like, this just ruined Castiel for me. Aww. And then that Death Star scene came, and I was like, but it's an all new kind of awesome. So I don't know, I just love the evolution of Castiel all the way from the first time he has his cell phone, and his voicemail was
Dean, the voice in the phone tells me I need minutes.
The voice tells me I'm almost out of minutes. You have reached the voicemail of...
Why do you want me to say my name? Like, come on, that was one of the best Castiel moments of all time.
Great.
Where are you? We're at whatever, somewhere. It's like I'm here, and it just Dean turns while talking, and there's Cass in his face on the phone, like, I'm here now. I could see that. I'm hanging up now.
Yeah.
Sorry. I squeaked.
So Castiel saw the mark of Cain on Dean now. Like, he sees that right at the end, and he just looks at Dean and he's like, how could you? But how does Cass expect him to deal with Abaddon without killing her? That's the only way they can kill a Knight of Hell, so...
It's the only way we know of.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, Cass is always like, there is always another way kind of thing. I think he sees he sees that as not a death sentence for Dean, but like a very extreme, like if there was a way to kill Abaddon, this is the most extreme. most risky
Well, I
way
mean,
to do it.
the way they tried last time was cutting her into little pieces and putting the pieces all over the place, and
That didn't kill her though.
right, but that didn't even hold her very long.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they undid it themselves to ask her questions, and they done goofed, like they do often.
Yeah, this is very true. So I don't know. It seems like if you want her gone for good, this is the best way to do it.
Well,
Yeah. But
if there
but
are
Cass
archangels still
knows
around,
it's extremely risky.
yeah, and even tell Sam keep an eye on him.
Great.
Which is not going to matter because I still believe that Dean is going to be compelled or going to have to kill Sam.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's kind of the direction it seems to be heading, but they're doing it very quietly at the
Slowly.
same time, and I don't know how many people actually are expecting that outside of our little group of theorists, whatever.
I don't know. You know, the problem I've been having lately is I haven't been on Tumblr, so I'm not quite connected with the supernatural fandom like I used to be.
Right. Yeah. Been super busy, especially since all our shows just kind of came back from their breaks all at once, and
Yeah, I gotta
Not
get
even-
back on Tumblr.
no, you don't.
we're doing like 8 shows a week right now.
Chrissy, you're gonna get back on Tumblr, and then in one day, I'm gonna hear you all of a sudden, just randomly. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Chrissy, what's going on? How you doing?" Fuck Tumblr. That's how I'm doing. Because they'll spoil something. They'll spoil Game of Thrones for you.
Yeah, fuck Tumblr.
I know. You see, I've gotten very good with Game of
Oh.
Thrones and Tumblr. I don't read. I look.
You
Look
look, you see,
at
you see some.
pictures. I don't read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Daenerys flies across the narrow sea and feeds Joffrey to a dragon. Totally
Yep.
happens.
That's what happens.
Totally.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Hashtag spoilers. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
Hashtag I don't believe a word that comes out of your mouth.
You
Um,
shouldn't.
hashtag I don't even watch Game of Thrones. So we have 5 episodes left. Okay.
Yep.
The one next week, based on the previews that we saw, is a vampire. So it seems like it's a kind of off.
Filler.
Yeah, it's a filler episode again. So that brings us down to 4. Then the episode after that is Bloodlines. It's the spin-off pilot. So that really leaves us with the potential of 3 main story episodes left. Do
Unless
you
Tribe
think?
is somehow main story.
No, Tribes is set in Chicago. It's completely separate.
Okay, fine.
But with 3 episodes left, is that enough time to dispatch both Abaddon and Metatron?
You know
No,
what?
like I said weeks ago, I think Abaddon's gonna be the season finale of this season, and Metatron's gonna carry over to next season. Because,
yeah.
like this episode proved, Metatron is a lot more scary.
Well, they're coming down to the end of that, yeah. But I'm gonna reference the end of season 6. You're cutting it close to the end of that season. They got Raphael and they got Crowley to deal with, and then you're cutting it down. There's like, oh my god, there's one episode left. How are they gonna deal with that? And in that one episode, they wrap up both of them. And oh, by the way, Cass, they're dealing with Raphael, Crowley, and the fact that Cass has been duplicitous. How are they going to wrap all that up in one episode before carrying on to the next season? And they wrapped it all up in one episode.
Yeah, or take season 7 when you had this like overarching theme of Leviathans, and then out of nowhere in the last episode they just go and kill off the big guy in like
they kill
one
off
swift
Dick.
motion, and it's like what?
I just don't think that. I think Metatron's too big for them to tackle in 3 episodes. They
I
have
agree.
enough to deal with. Abaddon's enough.
I agree,
Abaddon's
but
might even be too much.
it won't surprise me if it happened anyway.
Or they pull the bait and switch and kill off Metatron, and Abaddon lives.
I would be disappointed. I feel like Abaddon. They've done a lot with Abaddon, and Metatron's just. I feel like is so much bigger.
Or Metatron and Abaddon team up.
That would be frightening. I don't see
would.
why though.
I don't
Exactly.
see-
That's why
Yeah.
I can see it, because I don't see why.
If he's at the point where holy oil is no longer a threat to him, why would Abaddon team up with him? If he just gets a change of mind, he can just blink her out of existence, basically.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, next episode is called Alex, Annie, Alexis, and Anne. That's the actual name of the episode.
I know. I saw.
I have no clue what cultural reference that could possibly be, if there even is
Sheriff
one.
Mills is back.
Sheriff Mills is back. She calls Sam and Dean
Very excited.
for help with a prisoner in her care that is abducted by vampires. So, I don't know. Sheriff Mills has been kind of a fan favorite past 2 seasons now.
Yeah.
She was, yeah. Even before that, she was like the only. She was from Bobby's town. I mean, she's like Lady Bobby now that Bobby's gone.
She is like Lady Bobby.
No, she is Lady Bobby.
Well, she would have been, if things kept going, she might have been the future Mrs. Bobby.
This is true. This is true.
Shut up.
I mean, well, I'm sorry. She's the one who discovered that it was the borax that, hurt Leviathans in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, by accident.
I hear a lot of clicking.
You hear me navigating stuff with my arrow keys.
So, I don't know. When was the last time we saw vampires? It's been a few seasons now, right?
Benny.
Last season.
Benny?
Last season.
He was a vampire.
Yeah.
And there was an episode with him
Benny?
getting involved with his old
Oh, yeah, Benny. Okay.
peeps.
I couldn't think of who Benny was.
The
for a
guy I
second.
fucking hate a lot. Really
remembered.
fucking hate him.
Yeah. I don't know, because I was going to say the last time I remember vampires was the Jefferson Starships.
And they weren't even vampires.
No, they were hybrids.
They were, what were they? Vampire wraith somethings. Shapeshifters.
Yeah.
Jefferson Starships. Because they're terrible and impossible to kill.
I think the best name for anything ever.
I agree.
I know Disembodied Voice loves that name.
Did you see the thumbs up?
No.
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 I
You're
missed it.
agreed.
He's off camera.
Yeah.
So.
Your Disembodied Voice, not Disembodied Limb.
So yeah, I think that about wraps things up.
Indeed.
Indeed. Mike, any final words?
I want another cookie. No, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go with what Clio was saying, and I'm gonna say I want Metatron to carry over to next season because he is that big bad villain, and it gives like an overarching. If for some reason season 10 is gonna be the series finale, like the last season.
Yeah.
It's nice that they have an overarching villain going into it already. But I mean, I would totally not be surprised if they didn't just do a 1-episode neat package cleanup like they've done a couple times now before. So
I hate those.
Disappointed.
I hate those too. I like, the big epic climaxes. I like 2-3-part season finales. I don't like that. Here's a 42-minute season finale and all this crap that's been bugging them all other 20-something episodes of the season. We're just going to bow tie it, wrap it up. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind so much as if they did like little like they're trying and they completely fail for like 2 episodes before and then the 3rd episode and they get it. But what they typically have done is they give us a bunch of filler episodes just before the finale, and it's just like, you're all fighting vampires now. You're going to be in Chicago with the mafia vampire shapeshifter werewolves. And then we don't know what you're doing. And then there is an episode actually called The Stairway to Heaven. I believe that's coming up after Bloodlines. I think that's episode 21. Looks like they will be sneaking into heaven at some point. That's just my speculation on that one. But and then the next 2 leaves us one between that and then the finale. So I don't know, it seems like this one they will be going straight in headfirst to Metatron, and it doesn't seem like Abaddon, just based off the title, it doesn't seem like they're going for Abaddon, it seems like they're going for Metatron, so I don't know, could be a bait and switch.
Maybe. Maybe they'll use...
I don't know, I don't think that's an effective use of their time, writing-wise.
I agree, but I think maybe they'll use characters in the Bloodlines tie-in. Maybe one of those mafia monsters has information about their little stairway to heaven.
Could
And
be.
that's the whole reason they're in Chicago in the first place.
It could be. Sam and Dean will be in the episode, but they're not supposed to have a prominent role. Because it's supposed to be the backdoor pilot to spin off a new show, so...
Right, so...
when the pilot actually airs for it, it's probably going to be a retelling of that episode, minus Sam and Dean. So they can't have too significant of a role in that particular episode.
True, so they'll probably have a couple of appearances. You know, they'll be there for some information or whatever like that. And then by the end of the episode, it'll be like, yeah, we got our information. Bye.
I don't know. I think that's bullshit.
I don't know. I'm
The last
theorizing here.
no, I mean the last 5 episodes. You have an episode that's not got Sam and Dean in it.
True.
Yeah. I don't know.
I felt about that what fucking episode was that?
We'll have to see how they play it out. I'm not going to be one to judge before I see it.
I will.
I'm curious how it's going to be. I would like to. I don't know.
Mike,
The originals did good, so I'm curious how CW would do another backdoor spinoff.
Very true, very true. Mike, where can the people find you?
Twitter at Thilladren, Thilladren.
Clio, where can the people find you? And by the way, Gabriel's dead.
Shut up. Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest at Cliomoto, and Twitch at the Cliomoto.
You can find me at Phenomadom on Twitter. PHENOMEDOM.
Do.
You can find us all on tvcaptive.com, as well as on Twitter, Facebook, Gmail, G+, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts and some movies.
Hate to
for
break
some
it
of
to
your
you.
favorite TV shows.
It's a /. Hate to break it to you.
It's /.
No, it's /.
It's left to right /.
No. It left at the bottom, right at the top. That's a /. Backslash is the key under backspace. He just ended the episode, didn't he?